you go. You did it. We've got two more rounds to cover. Again, it's going to be Wedge and Gaby, and then in the last round, me and you, buddy, we're going to be battling it out.
That's right.
And I picked heater and alignment, and you are on the Great Aurora. That's right.
Making Aurora great again. That's right.
All right. Well, yeah. So, are we good? All right. So we're good. So we'll be back in just a few minutes with round 4 here from the Community Super League.
Fun
We'll see you.
stuff.
Whether riding the bus or waiting for the Pro Tour finals to begin, Magic Duels is a great way to hone your skills and try new strategies. Featuring hundreds of earnable cards from Magic's latest sets and virtually unlimited AI and online opponents, start playing Magic Duels free today on iPhone, iPad, Xbox One, and Steam. Friday Night Magic is your local Magic hangout where everyone is welcome. Gather your friends at your favorite game store every Friday night. For more info, visit magic.wizards.com/FNM.
No. No,
It's
Paul,
time to
no.
get up, Jimmy.
No, Paul. What's going on? Where am I? This isn't GPLA. Oh, hello.
Hi.
How's it going, Paul? That was quite a game. You really drove me into the ground. Oh, wait a second. Aaron, hello, Principal Cabal.
I beat you so hard I turned into somebody else.
My God, and what a beating that is.
It was a beating.
That was just mean. That was just mean. So, this is the Community Super League, which means that since I lost, I really won because that means I had the most fun. Remember that when you vote on decks, because
And
we
you're
all
also
know
wearing a stylish hat. One of my things is whenever I lose to somebody, at least I say I was better looking than them, or I was better dressed than them, and you're definitely better dressed than Paul.
I am always better dressed than Paul. You have a natural haute couture that I cannot compete with.
Or as I like to say, work.
With an E, right?
With an E.
Yeah, see, I'm catching up on it. I learned from you that to throw shade means to talk smack, which is what we called it in my day.
Yes.
Yes. So what are we looking at here tonight, Aaron?
Oh, man. We are looking at butts and clones.
All right. That's right. Well, Gaby likes big butts, and I
Who
cannot
doesn't?
lie. You other planeswalkers testify. When a creature gets summoned with an itty-bitty power, you just get... Excuse me.
I don't know what that was, but we're going to go along with it. So Gaby's on a deck called...
It's a classical song. It's a classical song.
Oh, I'm aware. I'm very aware. So Gaby's on a deck called And I Cannot Lie, which is based around Assault Formation. That is the card that she drafted. And a lot of her creatures fit in with that theme. She's playing things like Sidisi's Faithful. She's using 4 Collective Company to be able to get her things into play. And she's able to, put up a defense, but she's also able to turn the corner and be offensive if she needs to as well. Wedge, on the other hand, he chose Clone Legion. And that seems to be just a running theme throughout his deck. He has things like Mirror Pool, Mirror Mockery, Living Lore, which is a spicy card we haven't seen in a while. And so I'm really excited to see. I get a feeling this game might take a little while, but it'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
I'm really, really hoping that Wedge manages to live the dream and just get a whole mess of
Did
crazy
you have a costume
creatures.
change?
What's that? No. What?
I just looked up and you had a different hat on.
No, we're not even on camera right. No, wait, there we are. No, costume change. Are you really? You weren't paying enough attention.
I was focused on the deck lists.
Well, they are some very spicy brews. Yeah, but I'm personally, I don't want to be insulted that you weren't paying attention to my appearances, because I guess that means that you're just more interested in my personality and intellect than how I look. So
Let's go with that.
That's okay. I won't get upset over that. I really love Assault Formation. I'm so glad that Gaby picked that one. I think her deck here really is going to do a lot of fun. One of the things that's really neat about Assault Formation is that the first ability doesn't actually change any creature's power. It changes only the value of combat damage that it assigns. So any other rules or effects that are going to check power or toughness still use the real power values. I don't think Wedge has anything in there that means anything for, but I've always been such a fan of Assault Formation. It's kind of a pet card of mine.
Yeah, I'm actually rooting for Wedge's deck, actually. I really want to see Clone Legion. I have a lot of friends who play EDH that have been very excited about that card. And I think Wedge's deck just looks fun, like just from top to bottom. There's just so many cards that you want to be playing. Who doesn't love Timberpack Wolves? Who doesn't love Living Lore? Fairy Miscreant. Hello. This deck just looks like such a good time. It'll be interesting to see if he's able to create a Legion of Fairies or create a Legion of Wolves or aim Geist Blast at you, copy the Clone Legion. There's just a lot of shenanigans here.
I think that he's looking to cheat in Clone Legion with Living Lore, right?
Sure.
That's what we're hoping to he's not, I would imagine that he doesn't want to let the game go so long that he's going to hard cast it, but rather the goal is to get it in an easier way.
Yeah, and taking a preliminary look at Gaby's list, it seems like she has the potential to make it go long. So it'll be interesting to see if Wedge lets her.
It's going to be an exciting match.
So you're rooting for Gaby then, I take it?
I am definitely rooting for Gaby.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I
that's
love
good
Gaby,
because we
but-
each have. Well, I love Wedge as well, but we each
I don't.
have a different stake.
I'm kidding.
Yes,
I'm
you
kidding,
do.
I'm
Yes,
kidding.
you do. God, poor Wedge.
I'm still bitter about the world.
And he idolizes you, and it's just so hard, because all that shade that
shade.
you're always throwing his way on Twitter.
It's good for him, though. It builds his
He's
character.
always calling me up like, Aaron hates me. Aaron hates me. And she's just so awesome. What do you do when your hero hates you? Just know, Aaron, that words can hurt.
And so does Rest in Peace.
Yes. That too.
I saw Twitch talking about it earlier, and I was like, no. Like, just, can we get a moderator on that? Just all Rest in Peace. Just ban.
Right. I was going to buy you a Rest in Peace signed by Therese Nielsen to just have.
You wouldn't.
I was. The line was too long. I'm not young enough to make it to the front of the line to have bought a print from her, but I was absolutely going to do that at GP Oakland and have her make it out specifically to Aaron Campbell, your favorite card from your favorite artist, in big letters. And you couldn't destroy one of Therese's pieces of art, and it would be inscribed to you. You'd have to keep it, and even if you hid it away, deep down inside, you would know it was there with your name on it.
Well, it's funny. Eternal Masters is coming out soon, and I had asked, I sent a tweet to Wizards, and I said, if you have any Dredge cards that you would like me to preview, I'm happy to do that. And I was like, watch, they're going to give me Leyline of the Void. They're going to be like, here you go, girl. There's your preview card. And I'd be like, you guys.
That'd be hilarious. All right.
That'd be the worst.
I can't wait for Eternal Masters.
It's be very exciting. I have a...
I'm being told that we're going to head down to the match now. Stop with the inane banter, you two. All right,
So
here
we're
we
here.
go. Yeah, Wedge on top, Gaby on bottom. She cannot lie, and he's got some copy pasta. Shouldn't it be copy paste?
Well, it's Wedge, so I'm sure it's pasta.
Yeah.
I mean, bless his heart. All right, so Wedge's opening hand, it's doable. I mean, we got a Lightning Axe, we've got Tormenting Voice. He's got some digging going on here. I would keep that hand.
Gaby,
What do you think of Gaby's hand?
Well, she's got the Pauper Tarmogoyf there, but not much else. She's got Scryfish, and she's got her name card, so she's probably looks like she is keeping it. I think that there's a certain obligation that if you have the land and you have the card that you built around, you can't mulligan and try and get greedy because you just gotta go for it. And so it wasn't that heavily flooded.
Well, there's definitely been a theme of the matches tonight is sort of the showmanship, where it's like there's been a couple of games where, people can kill you with a card, but they want to kill you with their card. People came to see Kenji win with Gear per Aether Grid, and that's what he gave them. And they came to see Paul win a certain way. And that's been a theme of the night, and I'm always happy to see that.
Now, Wedge did draw Living Lore, which I think he's very happy about. So for those not familiar, as Living Lore enters the battlefield, exile an instant or sorcery card from your graveyard. Living Lore's power and toughness are each equal to the exiled card's converted mana cost. Whenever Living Lore deals combat damage, you may sacrifice it. If you do, you may cast the exiled card without paying its mana cost. If Wedge pulls that off, if Wedge gets Clone Legion into the graveyard, exiles it to cast Living Lore, making it a Google-de-goggle-de/Google-de-gog. I mean, it'd be huge. How much is Clone Legion? 100? And then, I don't know. And then hits, and then sacks, and then casts it. That should just be he wins Flavor Town.
Yeah, that's Magical
He's
Christmas
the
land right there.
Mayor of Flavor Town.
Yeah, and I mean, looking at his hand, it's like he does have Lightning Axe, he does have Tormenting Voice. He doesn't have any shortage of ways to get a Clone Legion in the graveyard, so it'll be interesting to see if he can find it.
Sticking around, hopefully.
Gaby, meanwhile, is presenting a couple creatures. They look innocuous enough. She doesn't have Delirium yet.
Well, if she gets that assault formation into play, she doesn't quite need it, because it isn't that the power and toughness actually swap. It's just going to assign damage.
Yeah.
So I heard some people in chat saying that if she casts it too soon, it'll kill off the scavenger. No, it won't.
No.
It just will do that 4 damage when it hits.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to see that come into play hopefully pretty soon, because she's doing all right in terms of lands here. Couple infiltrators.
I do think it's interesting that she named her deck after the Sir Mix-a-Lot songs. If it were me, I would have gone in a Beyonce direction, but that's just me.
Well, you're young, and, you know, your generation loves Beyonce. But for my generation, and I believe Gaby is closer in age to me than you, for our generation, Sir Mix-a-Lot, you know, he spoke to us in the way that Beyonce speaks to all of you. You know, Grandmaster Flash, MC Hammer. I mean,
Grandmaster Flash,
yes.
sir.
Did you read about
Sir.
him in your history books? Yeah.
I read about him on my iPhone.
You kids with your iPhones.
With our iPhones. Benthic Infiltrator on the table.
You know what was the iPhone in my day? The world around us.
Bless your heart.
Yes. So Infiltrators 1/4 can't be blocked. That is going to be brutal when that assault formation gets found and put on. She's got the collected
not
company.
Doing much here.
No.
And not, you know, in Lightning Axe, you know, dealing 5, and it's like, you know, you can.
That's nice. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just not what I want to be flinging a Lightning Axe at, you know. Like.
Well, I don't think you want to fling I mean, like, how do you feel flinging a lightning axe at a starfish? But when it's a starfish that's coming for your face to do you 4 damage, you gotta do what you got. You got a lightning axe what you got a lightning axe.
I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, she doesn't have it in play yet. I want to see it come. Come on. That's
well, the nice thing about her deck is, like, she doesn't necessarily need the assault formation. She can just do the Coco thing, and I think, like we saw you do. You and Wedge were the game. You and Wedge had a game where you were on Coco, yeah?
I was playing Bant.
Right.
Mono red Bant in the first week. Yeah, that was fun.
Red Bant.
Well, it was the most. I said I wanted to play mono red, and it was the closest thing to mono red that was winning in standard at the time. It's not my fault that there's no viable mono red deck right now. What is?
You know how I
going
feel
on?
about red, Professor. Come on.
I am glad that you were able to get over those feelings and still work with me in a positive and professional way, despite the color of cards that I play. It's very
Tireless
impressive.
Tracker coming down.
Yeah.
Again with the value. Very good. Okay. So the problem here is, so Wedge has creatures, but he doesn't really want to play the creature game with Gaby because hers are just more and better, or have the potential to be better, and so he really needs to kind of go over the top if he wants to get this, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's not going to win this by playing fair.
I don't know that he has much other than those clues that's going to get him any sort of engine going there, and he just really needs a lot more than he's got in his hand right now, because right now it's not looking too good. You gotta get those clues going.
Gaby found the straight-to-video Tarmogoyf and Benthic Infiltrator, so she's doing okay.
That's great. Straight-to-video Tarmogoyf.
I would have said Showtime Tarmogoyf, but, like, you know.
I'd have gotten it.
You would have gotten it? Okay.
I would have gotten it, because I'm from the 90s. You could have, yeah.
Vessel of Nascency. What does nascency mean, Professor? Tell me.
I would be happy to tell you what nascency means.
Tell the students, tell the kids what nascency means.
I'm surprised you don't know what.
Do I look like a nascent person?
No, well, let me explain to you. Nascency is it's an adjective, and it means beginning to exist or beginning to develop. So you are not nascent. In that you have.
Did you just call me old?
No, I just mean you're not starting to develop. You developed a while ago, I would think.
Well, I'm gonna leave that one alone.
It's an adjective. It's an adjective. It
Okay.
means starting to develop. So it's like growth. Why would you use it to describe yourself? What are you doing using nascency to describe yourself? You're like a crazy person. We're trying to keep this family friendly here. Nascency, you use it to describe seeds and saplings and things flowering and pollinating and growing and stuff. My goodness. Getting warm in here.
All right, so the vessel of nascency, I
Yes.
believe she's looking for something. Or she's about to.
She's looking to develop and grow. It's what the word means, all right? It's what the word means. Look it up. Look it up. It means beginning to develop or grow. And you're the one who said she's looking nascent.
Do you have a third hat? Are we looking for a costume change? Is
What?
there just a row of hats, just depending on the situation?
This is my same hat. I've been wearing it's one hat. This is a straw pork pie.
A pork pie?
This is a pork pie hat. Kids might be very familiar with the pork pie, as it was the style of hat worn by Walter White in Breaking Bad, although his was a felt pork pie, not
I've actually
straw.
never watched that show before.
Well, it's popular with the kids, and I watched it anyway.
Isn't that
All
about
right,
a
so-
teacher who like deals meth?
Yeah, basically. Oh,
Okay.
God, you know what they pay teachers?
I mean, I've seen your Patreon, so I can imagine.
Yeah. All right. Anyway,
We're still sitting on this vessel of nascency, I
yeah,
believe.
have we frozen here? Or, oh, here we go. Okay.
Okay, so
She got another vessel, or did she just cancel the vessel? What happened there? Did I miss it? We were frozen there for a bit, and I see another vessel in her hand.
I see a vessel in the graveyard.
All right, so it looks like she just drew into it. That's disappointing for her, I bet. She's trying to get away from that.
Yeah.
Here comes the infiltrator. Wedge can't do anything about that.
She does not have delirium yet either. She's one card away. If I see this correctly.
Yep.
Yeah, she's one card away. So if she's able to get delirium, she can really start to put pressure on him then. Wedge is still drawing some not good things.
Yeah, oh dear. Hedron Archive. I don't really think that's what he wants right now, although maybe he wants to sack it and get that draw.
Yeah.
But what's he drawing into at this point?
Nothing good.
So at what point does he just say, to heck with it, and start swinging with a big fat tracker and cutting down her little currently nothings? At what point is it, let's just do some damage here?
I mean, I guess it's just, he's really not gaining anything by doing so. You know, like Gaby's here to play creatures. She's playing the creature game. And you trying to attack her on the axes, I just don't see being very smart. Like, so she loses the straight to video Tarmogoyf, that's fine.
Right.
There's another one, there's the Benthic, there's another Benthic. I mean, like, I just don't see that working. Like, he needs to go over the top if he wants to win this.
Looks like he's doing the hack and slash.
He's trying to.
I'm all about the hack and slash.
Okay, so he's going to play the Hedron Archive.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to scry. She bottoms. Okay. Hello. Sidisi's faithful. Play the nascency. Crack the nascency.
So Sidisi's Faithful is 1 for a 0/4 with exploit, and that means when it enters battlefield, she can sack a creature, and if so, that allows her to return target creature to its owner's hand. Not really much.
Does she have any creatures in the yard? Like, is that the thing holding her back from delirium? Like, I'm trying to see I wonder what type she has. I know there's land,
She's
enchantment.
got it now. She's
got it now. Okay, so her Tarmogoyfs are... Okay,
Yeah.
so she's got her little fungus folks, and they're big. And then...
There's a fungus among us.
Game on. Okay. Yeah, and she's perfectly fine to do this. And I don't see her. I don't see Wedge winning a race here.
No.
Yeah, so she's probably going to bounce the tracker. And so she bounces the tracker, and Wedge, we talked about you want to play tracker typically with the land in your hand.
Mm-hmm.
And so assuming he doesn't draw a land, yeah, you can bounce the tracker, you can play tracker, but you're getting no value out of it right away. And
Yeah.
oh, there's a land, so it's not a total disappointment.
Sacked the clue in response.
I think she's got this.
Yeah. And we never even saw the assault formation.
No.
That would have been brutal with those infiltrators.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think. I don't think Wedge even has a way to deal with like assault formation itself. Like, does he, counter spells? Yeah.
He focused
So it's just gonna
really
happen.
heavy on creatures.
Yeah.
Not a lot of answers. The hope was to kind of jam out maybe that magical Flavorland idea of the Living Lore and Clone Legion. Because, I mean, even right now with his board state, if he somehow had and could cast Clone Legion, it's not going to do that much.
Yeah, like I said, I think his best bet is to just go the control route if possible, because he's just not going to win on the creature front. Oh.
All right.
What is
So he can exile a sorcery here from his graveyard.
So exile the lightning axe, and then
it'll be a 5/5, right? Or no. It'll be a 1/1. That I'm thinking of the damage it does, not the casting cost.
No, I was thinking of maybe like some shenanigans where like he's able to still sacrifice and cast, yeah?
If he does that, he would still need to cover the additional cost, I believe.
Yeah, and that's not going to really get him anywhere. I think he's just this is GG for Gaby. I was thinking maybe there's some cutesy, like sack it, act something, and still live, but no.
No.
That wouldn't really advance him.
Up.
There she goes.
There it is. There's the assault formation.
Which, again, she...
Soldiers, a 10. Hup. Butts in front. About face. Butts forward. We can say butts,
Wait.
right? They told us we got to be PG, but butt. I mean, like Bart Simpson says butt. Like, we can say butt, right? I don't want to get in trouble for saying butt, because that would be the weirdest moment of my life.
No, I'm still lost on the butt forward, because...
Well, that's what's happening. Assault formation is butts forward. This is technical. That's in the rules text.
We must
front butt.
Maybe you've... Maybe we've encountered different butts in our lifetimes. I don't know. All right, so assault formation's coming down.
Wait, I'm being told to think of the... Okay, chill. Yeah, all right. And there we go. Gaby wins. Handily.
All right, so let's see what we've got available. So Wedge does have some control tools. So he's got some negate. He's got Radiant Flames. I think Radiant Flames is going to be really good for him. I think that he... Is that a third hat?
What?
Was this a third hat? Is this sideboard hat? You had like
What?
game one hat?
Well, I'm not even on camera right now, Aaron. I don't even know what you're talking about.
And people call me a diva. You're the one with like 3 costume changes.
Oh,
here.
honey, I can out diva you.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I think Wedge needs Radiant Flames. I think he needs the negates.
Yeah.
I think that he needs to get off the aggro plan and just kill things and try to control the board. Yeah. Gaby, I think, is the opposite. I think Gaby needs to apply more pressure. Like, I think she needs to do less cutesy things and just focus on getting Wedge dead.
I think Gaby needs to draw assault formation earlier than she did, and that would be a good strategy on her part. I'm surprised she waited so long to draw it randomly from the deck. I mean, I don't mean to be that kind of backseat Magic player there, especially in a big butt deck. But I just think that she should get that assault formation out and cast a lot sooner.
Backseat. That's.
I do not mean to do that. I do not mean to do that.
I mean, in hindsight, it's okay, but
Well, it would be in hindsight, wouldn't it now?
hindsight is 2020.
Mm.
All right, so Gabby's in. Gabby knows what she's doing. She's ready to rock. Wedge is
Yep.
still deliberating over something.
Wedge is possibly panicking a little bit here. Possibly some words that would not be fit to air right now are being uttered. Although actually, no, he doesn't do that. Like in real life,
No.
he is unlike me. He's the opposite of me. He never swears.
Yeah, Wedge is kind of a two shoes. He's probably taking this quite well.
He is.
Yeah. All right, I'm anxious to see this. Let's see if Wedge can make a comeback. So it looks like Wedge is getting rid of his boarding out the lightning axes, it seems.
Yeah, those were not doing.
Oh, he's putting them back in. I hope he
It's a
brings
good
those
card.
Radiant Flames in. Radiant Flames, I think, is quite good here. Okay. Oh, he did not bring the Radiant Flames in. That's interesting.
All right, here we go.
Maybe
Round
he has a
2.
different plan we just aren't thinking of.
Wedge versus Spartz 01. Cards seem to be rearranging themselves. That's interesting. Is he shuffling? Am I seeing this correctly? Is he shuffling his cards?
I mean, he's
that
got
a-
to entertain us somehow. All right, so Gabby's hand looks okay. I'd keep that. Wedge.
Well, that's no.
He's not
no.
going to miss a land drop. Oh, so he took a mulligan.
Yeah. He's down to 5. Oh,
Ew.
poor Wedge.
Or, well, not really.
He has a forest. Has a forest. Hopefully,
All right, so
that
Wedge, I think, is gonna
forest
keep
is
it.
the start of some nascency for the mana source.
Look at you. Gabby's just like, to heck with nascency. I've got a good curve. I've got lands. Nascency is for suckers. All right, so Wedge starts off with a Timberwolf.
He's got the Clone Legion in hand, and it only costs.
Oh, man. If you get a Legion of Wolves, that would be awesome.
Only costs 9. I mean,
Only.
I'm sure he's going to hardcast that. No problem.
I mean, I didn't think we'd see some of the cards get cast in the first game that they were able to. Never, don't rule anything out in CSL. Dreams can come true.
That's true. And the losers are actually the winners, which means I won my last round.
I mean,
I
you can
won
even
the
play.
flavor. I won the flavor.
I mean, you can even play a World Gorger on turn 2 and win with a Dance of the Dead.
Yeah. Well, I mean, do you have a problem with graveyard reanimation? You seem to really have some kind of issue that your opponent was doing some graveyard shenanigans. Are you anti-graveyard shenanigans?
Absolutely
I don't
not.
know. I mean, you're not a hypocrite in terms of graveyard shenanigans. That couldn't possibly be the case.
I think I saw a bumper sticker one time that said, "My rules apply to everybody but me." I don't want you to enjoy graveyard shenanigans,
Right.
but I'm going to enjoy them. That's
So much fun.
Yeah, it's funny. I should tell you the story. I was at the SCG Indianapolis the other day, and I was facing a child. He was 12, and I underestimated him, and he played a turn 1 Iona. We
Yep.
were playing Legacy, and I was like, oh, okay. I thought he was going to have some janky deck, and he showed me.
Yeah.
I was very proud of him.
That's like one of my favorite cardboard cracks is where the guy sits down across from like a 10-year-old girl and he's like, oh, that's adorable. Let me know if you need me to walk you through anything and have some fun. And then she does this giant thing for like turn 1 Iona. And he's like, huh? And she's like, let me know if you need me to walk you through what I just did.
Pretty much. Pretty much. He was a good kid. I did end up beating him, though, but it's good for him. It builds character.
Yeah. Yeah, I was beaten often as a child. No. What? No.
So Gaby has the Eldrazi that I believe flashes into and gives something hexproof. Is that what that is?
I'm afraid that my screen is blurry. What is the name of it? And I'll pull it up on the non-blurry.
Yeah, I believe it's the flash in and something gets hexproof until end of turn.
Flash in and something gets
Yeah.
hexproof. Okay, so what she's playing is your query did not match any cards. And I think we're going to need to ask a judge on how that interacts there on the board.
So Gaby's doing her thing. Wedge is, I mean, he's alive. Like, he's...
So that's pretty good for Wedge.
Okay.
So the Eldrazi in question is a void grafter. It is devoid, meaning it has no color.
4, 6.
Flash and void grafter enters the battlefield. Another target creature you control gains hexproof until end of turn. Oh,
So
yeah,
Wedge
you were
is-
right.
Okay, so Wedge is 3 turns away from Clone Legion. It costs 9, yeah?
Yeah, but he needs the land as well.
2, 4, 5,
Needs to
7.
draw the land.
Well, he's at 7 with the archive.
Yeah, all right.
Gaby's not being too aggressive, so we very well might see a Clone Legion.
That would be nice. So Clone Legion would mean that for each creature target player controls, he could target himself, he could target Gaby, put a token onto the battlefield that's a copy of that creature, and then hope for the best.
So you're saying if she keeps establishing her board, that he could target her and then get copies of all of her creatures.
And then he'd have a whole bunch of 0/5s and 1/4s to do something. Because unfortunately, were that assault formation to hit the ground, that would not apply to his creatures.
Gaby's sitting on negate, though. I think she's ready for Clone Legion. 3rd Benthic Infiltrator in her hand. Bargain Bin Tarmo in her hand. She's doing okay.
Yeah, she's got a lot there. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess you have blockers for days. Of course, were she to attack, her creatures would have power perfect enough to...
Are those naturalizes in Wedge's hand? Are those some kind of alternate art?
Is he allowed to do that for stand?
Okay, so he brought a naturalize for assault formation, which is okay. I just feel like Wedge is spinning his wheels. Like, Gaby's just being so proactive and is so, she's being aggressive and she's applying pressure, and he's just sort of not.
Yeah. Not in the face, not in the face, you know?
So Gaby, I think, is going to bottom that.
Well, with assault formation, she
4th Benthic Infiltrator in her hand. That's nice.
She's also holding up that negate in case he... Oh, God, imagine if he gets to cast Clone
3,
Legion
4,
and she's just
5,
like,
7,
negate.
Negate.
What now?
Ingest, even.
Yeah.
That's pesky. Yeah, she's in good shape.
She ingested a tireless tracker.
It must feel really bad, though, like, looking at Wedge's hand, he has 2 cards that he brought in specifically for assault formation, and she's not even using assault formation to beat him. Like, that must feel really bad.
It's like getting slapped to death.
It's like playing a token deck, and so you bring in board wipes, and then the token deck turns into a control deck, and you're like, I've got all these board wipes. Oh, you don't have any... You don't have creatures anymore. Like, that feels really bad, too.
Yeah. Hey, I'm on Team Spartz. You're on Team Wedge. So
whoops.
Looks like I'm winning this. I just realized I'm actually, winning in terms of this matchup. My horse is beating your horse on the racetrack. Not to imply either of these players are horses.
Professor, you are just a gift that keeps on giving.
It was a racetrack analogy.
It was a racetrack analogy. Okay.
I mean, it could have been a greyhound analogy. That would have been more apt because I think after this race, we need a nice family to adopt Wedge. Otherwise, the trainer's going to, oh boy. Yeah, I mean, go check out a greyhound rescue service near you, ladies and gentlemen.
I can see that, an orphanage.
Pets.
Somebody should start an orphanage for disenfranchised YouTubers.
Adopt Wedge today.
Have it be like Christian Children's Fund, like the black and white, This YouTuber only has 7 views a day. Your 39 cents a day can make sure that they get promoted And can afford Photoshop. And
Your 39 cents a day is a lot more than they're getting from YouTube, let me tell you.
And how?
All right, here we go.
Or benthic
Infiltrators, the whole
infiltrators.
playset. The whole playset is on the field. It would be really funny if she ended up ingesting Wedge. to
Right?
death
I was
here.
just thinking of that. Yeah, this is just, this is good stuff. And even, again, just Wedge has just so many dead cards. He has 2 naturalizes, no targets. He has a Sidisi's Faithful, which you can bounce one thing, and that's cute, but, like, his hand is just dead for all intents and purposes. Cracking a clue. 3, 4, 5, 6. He's at 8. So if he gets one more, he can clone. But copying
she's just
Benthic
gonna negate
Infiltrators, Benthic Infiltrator can't even block Benthic Infiltrator, correct? So he just
no, yeah.
So he can clone that board, and that's cute. But he's still so far behind.
He's not cloning anything with her holding up on that negate.
Yeah.
Yeah. He doesn't know she's got it, but she knows one card in his deck is Clone Legion, and I think she's just holding up on that.
Yeah, his hand is just out of gas right now. And again, she didn't even need Assault Formation to win. Just
No.
yeah. Kudos to her. So he's thinking he's going to play the Fairy Miscreant. It's not.
Well, I don't.
So he can block the fungus, and then that's 4 Benthics, 6. Ugh.
Now I'm being told crinkle, crinkle, pop, pop.
Is that the sound of Wedge's thought process? Like,
it's possible.
does Wedge's brain sound like a bowl of Rice Krispies, where you just put your ear to it and you hear like the?
I think it would be more like just a consistent scream.
Bless his heart.
He's your number 1 fan?
Somebody has to be. I'm just anxious to see. Wedge, he could crack the archive, gamble with that, see if anything comes up, but... And it's funny, I was talking about bringing the Radiant Flames in, and against all these 1/4s, that's not even a good idea. I don't think that would have helped either in hindsight. I think he's just kind of out at this point.
Yeah. So, good on him then for winning in terms of deck building and flavor and the spirit of the CSL. So I'm seeing a great performance out of Wedge tonight in that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, really, really bad last week making a effective competitive deck like that. Big mistake. I'm glad he snapped out of it. I stumbled too, but I got my footing together. I didn't even have a sideboard tonight. I hope I get extra points for that.
You didn't even have a sideboard?
Well, why bother?
Oh.
I mean, that would just allow me to take out cards that I'm discovering are ineffective and put in more effective ones in their place and possibly make it more likely that I would win and ultimately lose the fun match. So I just felt no sideboard, Actually, it was technically on theme. It was supposed to be Persistent Nightmare, and it was like you go to sideboard and you don't have a sideboard. It was flavor, people, flavor. You're killing me here. I do an effective deck, you hate it. I do an ineffective deck, you hate it. I'm trying my best. All right.
Persistent Nightmare indeed.
Yep.
Gaby with the Benthics coming in.
Death by the Infiltrators. Death by Infiltrator.
Wedge is down to 5. I can't imagine what he's going to draw to get out of this.
They're just eating him all up.
What is the... Oh, and he drew it. Yeah, there's just nothing.
Well, I mean, can he at least get this Clone Legion off? And oh no, she's
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, because she has negate.
She's gonna negate it and then turn. Oh, Wedge.
No.
Oh, here it comes. It's like a train wreck. I can't watch, but I can't look away. And negate. Oh my gosh. Can we get the Charlie Brown music?
Oh.
Can we get Can we get the Peanuts music to play as Wedge is sadly walking away, you know?
Poor Wedge.
Christmas time is here. Wedge is just like, oh.
What is that blue card, the last card in his hand? Can you spot that? Okay, so that's not
Pure
even
mockery. So that is a mockery to Wedge right
yeah,
now.
it's not even in hand. And there's Rissa. This is twice now. She's got it when she doesn't even need it. Like it's just like the cherry on top.
I mean, mere mockery is kind of fun, but not with the creatures he currently has in play.
Yeah, not when you're this far behind now. And Gaby got it.
Yep, Gaby got there.
Congrats, Gaby.
Yeah. Tip of the hat to you, Miss Spartz.
Do you have another hat? Is there a goodbye hat? Is there a wrap-up
I have
hat?
about like 15 hats. Before I got into Magic the Gathering again, got back into Magic the Gathering, I was quite into haberdashery. So this is a coachman, by the way. It is a felt coachman, a type of top hat, but because of its low status, that means that it was never worn by anyone like an actual gentleman in society, and instead people of low standing who needed to appear for their work purposes a little more classy. And so,
wait. So you're wearing a hat that indicates that you're low status?
I'm an adjunct. I don't have an office. My papers are on the floor of my car. Yeah, the gardener at campus makes more than me. You kidding? I don't get sick leave. Yeah. I can't believe I could afford the hat.
Me neither. Well, this is awesome. And so there's one more match left.
All right.
That is
This was
Aaron
certainly
Forsythe
an
and Marshall
exciting
Sutcliffe.
match here tonight.
Devil went down to Lorwyn and Hedron James, the real MVP.
Yeah. I'm looking
Should be a
forward
good
to that.
time. Do you have any favorites in that one? Like, who are you rooting for?
Well, I'm a big fan of Lorwyn, but I'm going to have to root for Marshall.
And see, I'm going with Aaron, because Aaron and Aaron, I put my power and my faith in the Aarons. You can't go wrong.
Yeah.
Well, this was fun. I'm glad we got to do this.
This was a lot of fun, and I hope that it was fun for everyone at home watching. And stick around, because next match is going to be even more fun, because I won't be on commentary.
Aww.
Whether
Charlie
riding the
Brown
bus
music.
or waiting for the